Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Halftime FC. Welcome to another installment. And one game today in the Premier League, we had Wolves taking on Leeds at the Molineux Stadium. And for a game that ended 1-0, I have to say it was a really entertaining game for a lot of reasons. There were a lot of chances, a lot of great play, especially from Rafinha for Leeds and Neto for Wolves. Just they really got after today. Neto more so in the first half, and Rafinha throughout the whole game. His delivery of set pieces were, you know, they were amazing. His accuracy, the places that he put the ball into, and honestly, if Leeds were a little bit more clinical in this game and more ruthless, they really could have put this game away in the first half. That's really the way it went. There were opportunities for Wolves to score with Neto cutting into his left foot from the right side, in which he switched with Traore, which I thought was brilliant because Adama Traore started the game on the left, in which he was able to cut to his right foot, his more dominant right foot, and Neto vice versa. It created a couple chances for Wolves, especially more so the one in the first half when Neto shot the ball from outside the box, a curling attempt, and Millier, the Leeds goalkeeper, he really had to make a save. He had to get out there and really get after the ball because it was curving into the net, and but other than a few chances from outside the box, Leeds really should have had this game. Like I said before, Rafinha, he set Cooper up about 3 times in this game. Cooper himself could have had a brace. He set him up about 3 times in his game to score, and every single time Cooper struck the ball with his head inside the box. It was straight to Patricio. He really made it easy for him. Patricio, if that ball had a little direction, he would have been caught in no man's land. A ball in the back of the net. It could have been 2-0, 3-0 in the first half. We definitely could have saw that. But the Wolves defense, they were absolutely, they were horrible today. I can't really give them credit for keeping a clean sheet. There were so many chances. Rafinha even gave Tyler Robert, he served him a gift, an absolute gift. The ball played across the box, and Tyler Robert simply couldn't get there. I mean, you even heard Tyler Robert scream, like, in agony, not in agony, excuse me, in frustration at the scream of frustration for the fact that he couldn't get there. That would have been a tap in, in the far post. So that was really the story for Leeds. They dominated the possession, like they usually do, but they couldn't really finish their chances. But yeah, Wolves defense was absolutely, they were all over the place today. They couldn't deal with Leeds. They weren't ready for it. It was really a struggle for them. I think their left back, they had to bring on Marcel. Then Marcel ended up going down. They had to bring in at Nasri, the French wingback. Yeah, Wolves just they really weren't at it. They were very lucky today that they got that win. I have to say they were very lucky because, you know, even the way the Adama Traore shot went in, albeit it was hit with a ridiculous amount of pace and power, hit to the far right corner. Millier got out there and tried to save the ball. The ball takes a wicked deflection off the post, right into Millier's back, and before you know it, it ends up in the back of the goal, and Wolves have a lead, 1-0, in the second half. And it was against the run of play. It really was, and I felt bad for Millier because if I had to compare the two keepers, Millier was definitely the better keeper in this game. He commanded his box. He made some great punches, made some great saves, and was really active. And he would have deserved to keep a clean sheet if Leeds were able to, but unfortunately, they weren't able to. But yeah, even going back to Wolves' defense, even towards the end of the game when they're defending their 1-0 lead, they didn't defend it convincingly. There were so many chances. Actually, there were about two more chances or three more chances for Leeds. One of them being a very tight, very tight offsides call on Patrick Bamford, who was only offside by he was offside by, it was centimeters. It was offside by a toe, a toenail. It wasn't a very clear offsides. It had to go to VAR. It had to be checked. It had to be measured out. And Wolves were living a very charmed life. They were very charmed. I don't know if somebody prayed for Wolves before the game, but if they did pray for Wolves, their prayers definitely got answered because, Leeds could have hit them today. I think Leeds missed an opportunity. They could have hit them today. Even after that, there was a ball that was played into the box for Helder Costa when he came on later in the game. Dendoncker was defending him, and Dendoncker found himself totally turned around, not knowing where the ball was. He was totally perplexed, confused, didn't know what was going on inside the box. And Helder Costa was able to get a shot off, but unfortunately, he wasn't decisive enough about where he wanted to place the ball. Of course, Helder Costa, previously playing for Wolves, Wolves could have got hit with the curse of the former player, coming back and scoring the goal. That would let Wolves make Wolves drop points. So in the end, he didn't have that that mentality to really finish the goal, and he puts the ball a little bit more center, and Patricio's up to it. He makes the great save. And even after that, there was a chance for Wolves. It's for Leeds, because there's a ball that's played in right after that, and it's headed back on. It's a ball played from the left side of the pitch to the right into the box, and it's headed back on from a Leeds player to Rafinha, who gets ahead on the ball and aims for the right post. But Patricio Rui, he's up to it, and he makes the save, and yeah, it wasn't the most convincing win. It definitely was not, and it was very lucky for Wolves to win the game. But albeit they did win the game. Rafinha, though, was excellent. I thought Rafinha was the best player on the Leeds side. Him and Tyler Roberts, they were super effective on the pitch, making things happen for Leeds. Patrick Bamford really couldn't get anything going. But like I said, Cooper could have had himself 2 goals. They could have had himself 2 goals. Rafinha's delivery from set pieces were totally excellent. But when it came down to corners, maybe it was the wind out in Wolverhampton. I know it was a very windy night. You could see it from the corner flag. That thing was just blowing, man, just like constantly. I know it was very windy out there, but the corners were terrible from Rafinha. Maybe he could work on that a little bit more. But his delivery from set pieces, I think he's probably top 10 in the Premier League from delivery from set pieces. The guy is excellent. He puts balls into he puts the ball into the most dangerous locations. Any great striker would, where the ball was, any great striker would love the ball there, or players who can head the ball into the goal. But other than that, aside from the point, Wolves did get the win, and I believe this is their first time winning 2 games in a row in 4 months, and it's their first time scoring the first goal in a game in 15 games. So this is a big lift for them. Adama Traore ultimately wasn't given the goal. It was given as an own goal by Millier, which again, I didn't feel like he deserved that. He was excellent the whole game. But yeah, Wolves get the win, and it pushes them up to 11th, and Leeds go down to 12th. Wolves sit right under Arsenal, and let's see if this is the type of win that could really jumpstart their season, because remember, they were in the Europa League last year. They went pretty far in the competition. Ultimately, they weren't able to get it done. Sevilla ended up winning the Europa League title, but the Wolves are a good side with quality, and I think they just really miss Raul Jimenez, the Mexican international. You can see it. They really miss him. They really miss playing through him. He's the guy that finishes the goals for them. There's goals in Raul. He's coming back from that head injury, and fortunately, he'll be back really soon. But if they have another 2 or 3 weeks without him, I'll tell you something. Neto and Traore are gonna have to learn how to coexist with Willian Jose, who is the striker they brought in from Real Sociedad, who he hasn't been able to really affect games. And I think it's more so due to the lack of chemistry that they have, and that the fact that they need more time in training to really learn his game, learn where he's gonna be. You know, um, they haven't been teammates for very long, so it's hard to just pick up and just kick on when you just join a team. Some people we seen have done it, like Jesse Lingard, Josh Maja just came to Fulham, and he's doing pretty well. But yeah, it's tough. It's tough right now for Willian Jose. He was subbed off for Fabio Silva, who's also having a very hard time finding the back of the net. But they definitely need their number nine back. They need Raul back. Wolves. I think that's ultimately what they miss. But nonetheless, 3 points. Wolves get the win. All credit to them for the win. All credit to Wolves manager. For putting Adama Traore on the left and having him. Ultimately, that won them the game. Adama Traore being able to cut to his right. Otherwise we wouldn't get that absolute rocket of a shot. But yeah, moving on. We have 4 games tomorrow in the Premier League. We have Southampton taking on Chelsea, and I expect Chelsea to come out and win this game. I don't think there's a reason why they shouldn't win this game. Southampton, they've been struggling lately. They've been struggling lately. They're a depleted team, and they're waiting on people to come back. So, I expect Chelsea to handle their business. I'm going to go for a 2-0, just like the Newcastle game. I think they'll keep a clean sheet. After that, we have a really interesting game in Burnley taking on West Ham. And, excuse me, not West Ham, West Brom. Burnley are taking on West Brom. West Brom are the second to last team in the relegation zone, and they'll be looking to snatch points, just like they did against Manchester United. They'll be looking to snatch points against Burnley, who sit 6 points clear of the relegation zone above Fulham, who have 20 points, Burnley with 26 after they tied in their last game. West Brom they've added some pace to their team with Maitland-Niles, but I think Burnley will be the better team on the day. I think they have enough strength in the back to deal with Niang. Remember he had scored against United a header. I think they'll have, enough. I don't think Sam Allardyce will be ready for Sean Dyche. I think Sean Dyche is a better manager. I think he'll have better tactics. I think Burnley should come out this game. I'll say a 2-1. I do think West Brom will score. They have some scoring quality. Moving on to the next game, we have the Merseyside Derby with, of course, Liverpool taking on Everton. And I see goals in this game for both sides. Both sides have attacking quality. Both sides could put the ball in the back of the net. I think Everton will be trying to exploit Liverpool's back line, with Kabak and Henderson if they start there. Everton will definitely be trying to go at them. Richarlison and Dominic Calvert-Lewin, man, those guys, those guys are goal scorers. We have on the other side we have Salah, who's leading the Premier League in goals, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin is not that far behind him. We also have Sadio Mane, Roberto Firmino, James Rodriguez in the middle. Yerry Mina is a threat in the air. Decore. There are a lot of goal scorers in both of the sides, and I really expect goals in this game. I don't think this game will suffer from a lack of goals. I see it being 2-2. I think a tie will be the result of this game. Only because we all know Liverpool, they can be very leaky. Everton as well. They just gave up 3 to Manchester City, albeit it was Manchester City. They're playing brilliant football right now. They can't be touched. But Everton have their weaknesses as well. But I think it'll end up 2-2. And yeah, I think that's what it will be. Moving on to the next game in that day, we have Fulham taking on Sheffield United. Sheffield United, of course, sitting in the basement of the Premier League in the last place, and Fulham are probably the only team in the relegation zone that actually have a shot of making it. You know, Fulham can't tie this game. This game cannot be a tie for Fulham. 1 point just won't be enough. You know, especially with Burnley taking on West Brom, if they really want to survive and pull Burnley. Excuse me. I believe it's maybe Newcastle. I'm sorry. I have to do my check. But yeah, if they really want to pull those other teams that are at the bottom with them, who are sitting right above the relegation zone, they need to start getting wins. And I think this is an opportunity for Fulham to go out and get a win against Sheffield United and not mess around. They got Josh Maja. They just got him from Bordeaux. Remember, he was in the Sunderland team a while ago and went over to France. They sold him. He's been doing all right with Lookman. Up front, they've been all right, and I expect Fulham to win this game 3-1. I think Fulham will be up 2-1 in the second half, and I think that Sheffield United will try to chase a point, and they'll ultimately get hit on the counterattack, like we see all the time when teams chase games. But yeah, those are the games for tomorrow. I'm looking forward to watching them. Hopefully, you're looking forward to watching them as well. And yeah, if you like what I'm putting out, if you like this football talk, definitely like and subscribe. If you don't want to, it's all good, man. You could definitely watch. I don't care. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna judge you. So yeah, definitely. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And yeah, looking forward to the games tomorrow. And peace. Thank you.